Boy, what a big day today is. So many basketball games, you got the Players' Championship, and you also got soccer in action. Let's go ahead and bet it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. We're on the Thursday edition here of Winning Bets. Thank you guys so much for kicking off your day with me here. I'm really excited for today. For some reason, today, for whatever reason, just felt like spring. I don't know, it felt like today with the golf, the Players' Championship. Obviously, that's one of the big, not a major, but one of the big boy tournaments right there. You've got a lot of these conference tournaments obviously cranking up in full force on Thursday's action. And then you got soccer, obviously a lot of good action on the pitch, a lot of Premier League games. You got Europa League in action. I don't know, just something about today has got me feeling really good. Let's go ahead and recap Wednesday, and then let's just talk some Thursday bets. Yesterday we went 1-2. Our one cash was in that PSG versus Real Madrid game. We got both teams to score in over 2.5. Boy, the over 2.5 part happened a little bit later on in that game. That should have happened way earlier on in that game. There was just back and forth, plenty of chances. Absolutely loved watching that game. That was fantastic. That was the game, unfortunately, that we missed our same game parlay. It was risk-free over FanDuel, so we didn't lose anything. We got the cards. That was easy. That one went way over. We also got Real Madrid shots on target. That one went way over. The one leg of that we missed was over 1.5 goals in the first half. They had one goal disallowed due to offsides. And again, there was just plenty of chances. So really unfortunate that we were unable to cash that same game parlay. Just like the same game parlay in Manchester City versus Sporting, we were unable to cash that one. City had a couple penalty appeals in that first half. Wow, would have been nice if we would have gotten one of those, because then that halftime, full-time would have gone ahead and come through for us, and we would have cashed that, but unfortunately we did. And with the game ending 0-0, of course, there were not 2 goals scored in that first half. So unfortunate right there, but as you can see at the bottom of the tweet, boy, did we have a good day yesterday in arbitrage. Fantastic day. We were able to put some money in our pocket through every Wednesday. DraftKings does that gift. Will there be a goal scored in the first 10 minutes? So that one was a big one right there. We also arbitraged some college basketball throughout the day yesterday. And then on BetMGM, we made another arbitrage bet to win win a little over $1, but we also have the opportunity to win a free $17 bet. So fantastic work yesterday with the arbitrage, and it gives us a fair amount of money, as you can see right there, to go ahead and do some free rolls. So look forward to spending that money over the next 4 days. So yep, that's how yesterday went. Let's go ahead and turn the page and look for Thursday's action. Let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right into it. First, let's talk about the Premier League bets that I've got for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and first look at the Southampton versus Newcastle game. Look, I like over 2.5. You can get that at -120 at FanDuel. You could add both teams to score if you wanted. That gets it darn near around plus money, a tick over plus money. But I didn't want to complicate it. Look, that's just another element to try. I mean, essentially a parlay, right? And parlays are hard. I think -120 is a fair price for over 2.5. So don't complicate it with me. Even though I think both teams will score, just give me over 2.5 at -120. Look, the last 2 head-to-heads, you've seen a 2-2 game. You've seen a 3-2 game. Both of these teams average more than 2.5 goals per game. Newcastle has 8 straight Premier League games where they've been able to get a point, so they've been playing really well in their last 8 games, and they've gotten themselves comfortably up out of the relegation spot. Southampton, they've just been on a nice roll. I know they got tripped up by Villa last time out 4-0, but before that, they've just been on an absolutely incredible roll. Look for them to get back to their winning ways at St. Mary's this afternoon, and in the process, I think both teams will contribute to this over 2.5, so we'll go ahead and bet that accordingly at -120 over at FanDuel. Next game, let's go ahead and talk Wolves versus Watford. I'm going to take Wolves on the team total over 1.5 goals at +126 over at FanDuel. You could do the money line if you want. I don't have a general big problem with that, because there is a chance that Wolves only win this game 1-0. Wolves aren't a high-scoring team by any stretch of the imagination. You guys know that we've been taking under 2.5 in their games from time to time. So if you want to go money line because you're scared of a 1-0 result, okay, do that. You guys know I do not like money lines, generally speaking, in soccer. So just give me the team total at home at +126. I like that. They won the reverse fixture on the road 2-0. So obviously this bet would have cashed on the road. The Wolves' last 4 Premier League meetings, they've scored 2 goals in each of those last 4. So while they're not generally a high-scoring team, if they're at home and they're against an opponent that they're far superior than, and they're far superior than Watford, right? Watford's in the relegation battle. Wolves are looking to re-get back up into the European places. They slipped a little bit, but if they run off a stretch of good performances, I think they can re-get in the conversation of the Europa League spot. So This is a spot where Wolves have generally performed well, right? It's an opponent that they should be able to handle at home at the Molyneux. So I'll go ahead and take that Wolves team total over 1.5 goals at plus 126 over at FanDuel. Another Premier League game this afternoon is Leeds versus Aston Villa. I'm also going to do a team total. I'm doing Aston Villa team total over 1.5 goals at plus 118 over at FanDuel. I think the more popular play, at least what I've seen out there, is both teams are scoring over 2.5. I was kind of thinking that initially, but boy, when you really just start to dig into it, Leeds is an absolute terrible form. They didn't score against Leicester. They didn't score against Tottenham. They didn't score against Liverpool. They did put a couple past Manchester United, but then they didn't score against Everton. I mean, that's their last 5 games. They didn't score in 4 of those last 5 games. I understand the quality of the opponent. When I just rifle those off, your Leicesters, your Tottenhams, your Liverpools, Everton's certainly not a good team by any stretch of the imagination, and Leicester gives up all the goals, and they weren't able to score against Leicester. Well, Villa's got a really, really good defense. Martinez between the posts is really, really good right there. So when I was initially thinking both teams are scoring over 2.5 and switched and went right to Aston Villa because Leeds have also been giving up a ton of goals, and Villa's been doing pretty good. Look, they scored 4 against Southampton last time. They got 2 against Brighton, a defense that is far superior than a Leeds defense, and they were able to get 2 past them. They also were able to get 3 past Leeds in the reverse fixture, and that's, I think, why people think both teams are scoring over 2.5 looks so good, is because there were 6 goals in the reverse fixture. A lot's changed since then. Leeds have just continued to absolutely struggle. Obviously, they brought in the American Marsh there to go ahead and try and get them up out of that relegation and keep them in the Premier League. I don't know. I'm not high on Leeds like I guess other people are. I do think they probably do score, though, at home. Something tells me they do score, and both teams are scoring over 2.5 probably hits. But just give me Aston Villa team total over 1.5. Boy, have they looked good since Coutinho has obviously joined them from Barcelona there in January. So I think Villa will get 2 goals. Leeds have just been that leaky on the defensive side. Yeah, I like Aston Villa team total over 1.5, and we'll go ahead and get that at plus 118 over at FanDuel. The other game in the Premier League this afternoon is Norwich versus Chelsea. You may see here on my channel, I uploaded a video. It's only about 2 minutes long, and I give you guys 2 bets in that Norwich versus Chelsea game. I'm not going to give them to you here just because you guys need to hear the justification, right? You need to hear why I'm taking those 2 bets if you want to go ahead and tail those 2 bets. I think that is important. So after this video, I'll go ahead and link this one right here at the end. It's only a 2-minute video. Watch my 2-minute video on Norwich versus Chelsea, and I've got 2 bets in that game to go ahead and along with those other 3 Premier League games. Let's go ahead and now move it over to the Europa League. I got two bets here in the Europa League this afternoon. I'm looking at this Barcelona versus Galatasaray game. I'm doing Barcelona team total over 2.5 goals at minus 128 over at FanDuel. Look here for Barcelona, they've scored 14 goals in their last 4 games. They've scored 3+ goals in their last 3 home games. Galatasaray is absolutely struggling. This is a team where we know this team, right? Because they're either in Europa League or in Champions League every single season. That will not be the case next season, folks. They are middle table there in the Turkish Super League. Full on, absolutely struggling. They will not make European football next season. They've conceded 21 goals in their last 6 games in Spain. For whatever reason, whenever they travel to Spain, it's usually obviously up against your Sevillas, your Barcelonas, your Real Madrids, because it's European football. They've just been struggling in the country of Spain. So, Barcelona, when they initially got Xavi to come in, they struggled a little bit, right? He was, he obviously, all managers have obviously come in and try to employ their own tactics. It took Barcelona a little bit there to, adapt to what he was trying to get them to do. But boy, I mean, like I just said, 14 goals in the last 4 games, 3+ in the last 3 home games. They're now right in that top 4 race there in La Liga. They've turned it around in the last handful of games, looking really, really good. I think this is a tough spot for Galatasaray to try and travel to Spain and get the job done. They're going to be defending all game long. Love Barcelona's team total over 2.5 goals at minus 128 over FanDuel. The next one I'm going to hit you guys with is a parlay here in the Europa League. I wanted to make these bets separate individually, but there was just too many juice. So hey, when there's too many juice, let's just go ahead and drop them in a parlay. I'm going to go ahead and do Sevilla versus West Ham under 2.5 goals. And I'm going to go ahead and do Atalanta versus Leverkusen over 2.5 goals. You can get that parlay at plus 165. So plus 165 for that parlay. Let's talk about Sevilla versus West Ham under 2.5 goals first. Absolutely love this right here. I mean, you guys remember Sevilla from last Friday, right? They absolutely burned us, and they were going up against a team that was 19th in the table in La Liga. They should have handled them, but Sevilla just they disappoint. I mean, this is not a team that's going to absolutely run it up. They're not going to run it up on West Ham. West Ham is way too damn good defensively to have a team, put it past them. I mean, what was it this past weekend? They lose to Liverpool 1-0. Well, Liverpool's got way better attack than Sevilla. So don't even think Sevilla is absolutely going to score. And I don't know if West Ham's going to score too, because while I like West Ham's offensive firepower, Sevilla, they cash under 2.5 like it's absolutely crazy. So I don't know if either one of these teams scores, but if one scores, it'll probably be a 1-0 game. So I didn't even think to bump this one up to under 3.5, which is normally what I do when I make a parlay. I'm so confident under 2.5 goals that I kept that one right there. And then for the other one, Atalanta versus Leverkusen over 2.5 goals. You guys remember my justification for that Bayern Leverkusen bet last weekend. So we talked about how Leverkusen has just been on a scoring spree and also conceding spree right there. And Atalanta, we know what they've been doing in Serie A. They score and they also concede like crazy. So love over 2.5 goals in that game. So I'll go ahead and do a parlay, Europa League parlay at plus 165. Sevilla, West Ham under 2.5 goals, and Atalanta versus Leverkusen over 2.5 goals at plus 165. All right, let's go ahead and hit you guys with the soccer recap, and then let's talk some NBA after this. Let's go ahead and do Southampton versus Newcastle over 2.5 goals at minus 120. Let's go ahead and do Aston Villa team total over 1.5 goals at plus 128. Let's do that Wolves team total over 1.5 goals at plus 126. I've got two bets in that Norwich versus Chelsea game. You'll want to go ahead and watch that video right after this one. Barcelona team total over 2.5 goals at minus 128. And then we got a parlay here in the Europa League at plus 165. Sevilla, West Ham under 2.5 goals, and Atalanta versus Leverkusen over 2.5 goals. And again, that comes in at plus 165. Let's talk some NBA here before I let you guys go. FanDuel's obviously got their Thursday TNT NBA risk-free same-game parlay that you can go ahead and do. Obviously, games got to be on TNT. Well, there's only 2 games in the NBA to even speak for. Well, I'm interested in the Warriors versus the Nuggets game in my same-game parlay, and I wish I could give you guys this now, but because the Nuggets played last night, the sports books are always slow the next day, and then in terms of putting up player props for that team that played in the previous night. So that's why I can't quite give it to you. But what am I focusing on? I'm focusing on Nikola Jokic, obviously the center there for the Denver Nuggets, MVP candidate, defending MVP or reigning MVP there for in the NBA. Well, the Warriors absolutely suck at defending the center position. The last 30 days, they're allowing 34 points per game, which is dead last in the NBA, on 56% field goal percentage, which is in the bottom 6 of the NBA, and 19.9 rebounds, which is dead last in the NBA, and 6.6 assists per game, which is bottom 8 in the NBA. Over the last 14 games, they're allowing 41.3 points, 54.5% field goal percentage, 18.3 rebounds per game, and 8.9 assists per game. So you can see they have absolutely struggling to defend that center position. I see no reason why that can't carry over in again today. I mean, Nikola Jokic is an absolute beast. I am not worried that they're on the back end of a back-to-back. If you go look up Nikola Jokic's game log, he plays on the back end of back-to-backs, but in terms of like minutes, right? There was 2 games last month. I'm trying to remember the 2 opponents. It was definitely Raptors. Was it like Raptors Magic? I think it was Raptors Magic. Either way, it was Raptors and somebody else, and it was on a back-to-back. He played 34 minutes in the first game and 35 minutes in the second game. That's what he does. He's around about mid-30s, so they take care of this guy, and he's going to be on the court tonight. As long as it remains a close game, he's going to get his minutes. Just look at his game log. He plays in the back-to-back, so they don't really hold him back in close games. So I'm not worried about that right there. And plus, this is a home game, right? The owner's going to be like, yo, last night we were on the road. Okay, now we're at home. You're gonna play. They play their stars at home, right? If they needed to do anything to like make it so he could have played today, they would have taken care of him last night. NBA owners get their stars on the court on home games. So yeah, I'm definitely not worried about Nikola Jokic's minutes. And then we're gonna need some more legs, right? We at least need one more leg. I'm gonna do Jokic's points. I'm probably going to do his points, rebounds, and assists, but one more leg if we need it is Nuggets should win the first quarter. Nuggets should win the first quarter by about 3 points. If you look at the season-long numbers, or if you look at the last 10 numbers, they should win the first quarter by about 5 points. Again, I am not worried about the back end of a back-to-back, so if we need another leg, if points, rebounds, and assists don't get us there, I'll go ahead and drop in possibly the Nuggets to go ahead and win the first quarter. So look for me a little bit later on Twitter. Again, I wish I could give you guys this bet now, but unfortunately FanDuel doesn't have those numbers populated for player props for Nuggets players, so you'll have to look for me a little bit later. Also a little bit later here on YouTube, the Hockey Squirrel will come join us. We're going to add some hockey bets to this card tonight, so we'll have the same game parlay in the Nuggets versus Warriors Warriors game, and then we'll have whatever hockey bets he goes ahead and gives us tonight in the NHL. All right, guys, that'll be it. Big day today. Huge slate in soccer, obviously this afternoon, and then we look forward to some hockey and basketball action in the nightcap. Go enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.